Hey everyone, it's Minyoung here from Bambi and Bambi's DIY, and today I'm going to talk all about the dog bakery business, the how, the inner workings, what it's like to own a dog bakery business. We're going to cover it all. Today I'm going to just scratch the surface with some rapid fire questions, so here we go. When did you launch Bambi and Bambi's Dog Bakery? My husband and I launched and started selling dog treats in February 2014 at a pet expo called the SoCal Pet Expo in California. What was the inspiration? My inspiration is my dog Bobby. I met Bobby in 2005 when I was living in New York City, and we went on his health journey together, which led me to become super obsessed with animal nutrition, and I made all of his food and treats for him, and it completely changed his life. I go more in depth of why I started a dog bakery, and I'll add a link in the description below so you can watch that video. How do you come up with your recipes? Want to know the secret sauce? It's Bambi and Bambi's taste buds. Anytime I put out a treat that they're kind of like whatever about, but I think, oh, this is so cute, and I think other people will like it, it never sells. And that's the truth. They all can't be winners. What I do is I take their favorite food, ingredients, I put it together, and if they love it, it's it. How can I start a dog bakery business? Can I start at home? Well, when I first started Bambi and Bambi's back in 2014, it was required in the state of California that I had to operate out of a health department licensed commercial kitchen. But now you can operate out of your home using a cottage food license. You can apply with your state's health department or Department of Agriculture depending on where you live. It varies by state, and there are limitations on where and how much you can sell. So check with your state with all the rules and regulations. What struggles have you faced? Oh my goodness, so many. Number one, the post office. They've lost so many of my packages. I love them, and I'm so grateful that they're available for me to ship all over the United States. It's just like a nightmare dealing with the logistics of it all. What is your favorite part about running a dog bakery? My most absolute favorite is when customers send me their photos, tag me on Instagram, and letting me know that their dog absolutely enjoyed their treats, their cake. It makes me super happy, and whenever I'm having like the worst day, seeing those photos just makes it all worth it. And also being able to give back to rescue groups. What is the hardest part about running a dog bakery? The absolute hardest part is when a package gets lost and a customer will email me or call me because they're super upset, and I completely understand, and it makes me feel so bad because I know they're excited for their dog's birthday, and that happens. It's super disappointing. The second hardest thing is that everything is completely handmade, from the baking, decorating, packaging, shipping. Nothing is automated, and everything is done by hand. And during our busiest times, which is from August to May, we have to pump out at least 1,000 cookies a day, and it's a lot, and there are many meltdowns, and we're only human, and it gets really overwhelming, especially when we're working till 3-4 in the morning, 6 to 7 days a week, and it gets really hard. What is the most disappointing? The most disappointing thing for me is when other dog bakeries will buy our treats and then come out with the same exact thing and even tag us on Instagram about it. It's like so crazy to me. How did you get your first customer? How did you build your customer base? I knew our baked goods would sell themselves. We focused on face-to-face interactions with our customers to talk about our products, because at the time there weren't a lot of dog bakeries selling what we were selling, like donuts, macaroons, pies, etc. We did about 2 to 3 pet expos a month for the first 2 to 3 years. Because we connected with people on a personal level, it really helped us grow by word of mouth. It seems like the market is so saturated. Is it too late to start? No, it is not too late. It's never too late. If saturation is what's stopping you from pursuing your dreams and goals in life, then you're never gonna start, because everything's saturated. The way you stand out is putting your own personal spin on it. Don't copy and look what everybody else is doing, because it is not authentic, it's not sustainable, and people can see right through you. You want to be uniquely you, and that's what's going to take you far. I've seen so many other dog bakeries that have copied other people, and they're no longer around. How did you get into wholesale? We exhibit at Super Zoo, which is a yearly trade show for pet retailers. Our first wholesale partnership was with Amazon. I have a really funny and cool story about that. I'll share at a later time. Selling wholesale has been an absolute wonderful experience, and I'm just so grateful for the retailers that we have partnerships with. What worked? What didn't work? The things that worked were trade shows, pet expos, and social media. The things that did not work were cold emails and going door to door. Where do you get business advice? My husband, business books, podcasts. The way you really learn is by going through the process yourself and building your brand or your business. There's no real blueprint of how to do it because everybody's journey will be unique to them. What was a mistake that you made early on? The biggest mistake I made early on was jumping on the bandwagon and offering free shipping with no minimum purchase. I know everyone is scared to charge for shipping because you're worried people aren't going to buy from you, but you know what? They're just not your customer. When I offered free shipping with no minimum purchase, I ended up breaking even or losing money. And you should not be working for free. I don't know how to do graphics, Photoshop. What can I do? Where did you learn from? I learned Photoshop and Illustrator when I went to FIT in New York City back in 2004. I know not everybody wants to go to design school or want to hire an expensive graphic designer, so you can go to YouTube University. I use YouTube all the time to brush up on my Photoshop skills. Adobe made a very smart move by making Photoshop, Illustrator, and all their software more accessible to people. People used to have to pay thousands and thousands of dollars to use Adobe software. I'll add a link in the description box below. A lot of people use graphic design sites with templates, which is totally fine in the beginning, but you're really only limited to their templates and their design aesthetic. And if you want to build your brand that is uniquely you, learning how to use Photoshop and Illustrator will help you create your own brand aesthetic, so when people see your brand, they know that's you. I will say knowing how to use Photoshop and Illustrator really gave me an edge. With the pet treat market being so saturated, I didn't look like everybody else at pet expos, trade shows, and I was able to stand out by branding myself aesthetically, and in turn that attracted people to our brand. Learning how to use Photoshop and Illustrator is not only great for photos, but also everything design related. Your labels, stickers, marketing materials, your packaging, everything. It is super efficient because you and your brain know what you like and want, and it's the most efficient way to get your ideas on paper. Who does your photography? I do my own photography and I use a Sony DSLR camera, but by no means does this mean you should run out and buy a fancy camera. You can always use your smartphone. There are many times I use my smartphone if I'm in a hurry to do product photos. Almost all of my photos on my social media are from my iPhone, but taking photos with your phone or a camera is just half the battle. The other half is using an editing software like Photoshop or Lightroom. Investing in an editing software will take your photos from good to great, from great to amazing. You get the idea. Did you build your own website? Yes, I did. I use Shopify. It is the very best website platform on the planet. Yes, I said it, on the planet. I've been with Shopify for over 6 years and I have 2 websites with them. Shopify has easy and amazing templates that you can choose from. They have sections for SEO. They have amazing apps if you want to add a little sparkle to your website. They have integrated postal carriers, UPS, the postal service, and they have excellent customer service. Anytime I had a glitch and I needed help, I would just chat with them and they would help it fix it right away, and their customer service alone is just top notch. How do you stand out? When I started making decorated cookies, I noticed that anytime I put out a theme or a design, there would be a ripple effect of people just doing the same thing. It looked like everybody had the same stuff. And so in order for me to stand out, I made my own cookie cutters. I picked a design aesthetic that I stuck to, and it's been consistent over the years. And what I want to share with you is put your personal spin on things that is uniquely you. I can't stress that enough. Any last advice? It's a lot of work. I think people, when they start, they think, oh, it's gonna be so fun. I get to bake, I get to decorate. Woo woo, my first customer. But once you start getting into it, it's a lot of work, especially because it's 100% handmade. Nothing is automated. It's a lot of manual labor. You're on your feet for many hours a day. During our busiest seasons, I'm on my feet from like 10 a.m. to 3 to 4 a.m. straight. No lunch break, nothing. If I have like a snack, I'll just like throw it in my mouth and just keep on going. Like there are days like where I don't want to drink water because I don't want to waste any precious time going to the bathroom. It's a lot of work, but don't let that deter you. I absolutely love having a dog bakery. It brings me the greatest joy. So if you have the passion for dogs, baking, and wanting to just have a better alternative out there in the market, then I say go do it, pursue your dreams. Everyone's like worried, oh, but there's so many people, this person's doing a dog bakery, that person's doing a dog bakery, but it doesn't matter. There's room for everybody, and I truly believe that. So if you're in it for the money, then I don't suggest you go into this, because you're gonna burn out and not want to do it anymore, because it is a lot of work. I hope you enjoyed this video learning about the ins and outs of owning and operating a dog bakery. I just scratched the surface, so if there's anything you'd like to know more in detail, comment below and I'll go more in depth. Or you can always DM me on Instagram at Bobby and Bambi's Dog Bakery, or on Facebook at Bobby and Bambi. Thank you so much for watching. Stay safe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!